what's going on, guys? It's Edgar, and coach of the San Jose Sizors. I'm bringing you my draft analysis for the Oshean League, ran by Matt Oshean, a YouTuber. Oh, um, I was allowed into the league first season. I did try to upload, but I was still pretty new. But I ended up just scrapping it and waiting for another time to start uploading draft leagues. But it's thanks to Matt O'Shea that I got involved in more draft leagues. And so I'll leave a link in his description. He posts a lot of draft league videos, whether it's his battles or informative videos like top 6, top 10 Pokemon for specific categories. And it's very informative. It's really helped me develop as a battler, especially. Alright, let's get into it. I'm gonna start in like the order that I drafted each Pokemon in. So with my first pick, I decided to grab Celesteela. Celesteela was able to fall to me because there was also other S tier mons, such as like Aegislash, Darkrai. I know Aegislash went early, Magearna went early as well, and so I figured I needed a great steel type for my team. It's usually what you want to grab early, since there's not a lot of great steel types. Next, I grabbed Charizard X, Mega Charizard X. I felt kind of rushed in making this pick because I started seeing other Megas go pretty early, so I was like, I did not want to let Charizard X get sniped. I've never used them in a draft league, so I felt like this would be a great opportunity to use them, since I'd be pairing them with Celesteela, who would cover for his ground weakness. And overall, I don't think they complement each other perfectly, but I think they do work well together. So for instance, Charizard does not like bulky water. Celesteela can stand in front of bulky water and just set up a Leech Seed, Giga Drain, and entirely just wall water types, bulky water types, that is. Next, I want to make sure I got hazard removal and just a good hazard setter, and I figured Gliscor would be a great pick. I've used Gliscor in a draft tournament. I didn't get to use him that much since I only got to use him for about 2 battles. But overall, he seemed like a really fun mon that I have never drafted in a full season that I really want to use. Mostly this video is just going to be really quick since I have a battle that I do want to record and upload. I'll likely just do the team builder part of the battle after I upload this. It will be a live comm as well. Next, I got Alolan Ninetales, which was a tier 3 in this draft, which felt an even bigger need to draft him, since I was surprised that he was lasting as long as he did. Again, there's Aurora Veil, then there's the Blizzard spam. You can just run a choice specs and just start blowing things back with the Blizzard. And for my tier 4, I decided to grab Drapion. I love Drapion. He's one of my favorite mons to draft. You could run a bulky, you could run AV. I had Drapion last season, and he actually led my team in KOs, but mostly in passive, because I was running T-Spikes, Toxic, Black Sludge, and just whittling down my opponent, and it was thanks to him that I got to win the battles that I did win. Next, I got Licky Licky, who was my tier 5 pick, and I didn't want to grab, use my free points right away, since I kind of wanted to see what what everyone else was drafting, and especially since I knew what mons were already in my division and what teams were. I wanted to kind of see what they wanted to focus on offensively or just like build around, and then I would use my free picks to kind of counter those picks. And so like Licky Licky, great Wish Passer, Cleric, Body Slam, spam just to get some paras. Overall just really bulky, and I struggled against him in the GPA in the first season. I did not want to have to deal with that again. And then let's move on to the next picks. So with my next pick, Incineroar was mainly because I needed a fire type, and my opponent, well, he wasn't my opponent for week 1, but someone in my division had a Blacephalon, and I didn't really have a great answer for Blacephalon, and so I figured I should grab my fire type that could also hard check Blacephalon. And that's where I got Incineroar. And Incineroar is also just a great mono with Intimidate, Fake Out, Momentum, and U-Turn. Great coverage. And I just felt I wanted to get a Fire Water Grass core going. But I mean, I already had Charizard, but I didn't want to also rely on Charizard to be taking my fire type attacks. That was mostly the main reason for Incineroar. Next, I got Whimsicott. So originally I had intended on drafting Shaman, but Shaman got picked pretty early, so I was looking for another grass type that I can take. Whimsicott had great speed, which my team lacked. It comes with a lot of great support moves such as Tailwind, Memento, Encore. It's just a good mon to have. It's pretty versatile, and it will give me some speed control. Next, I have Claydol. I wanted to be able to be rapid spinning without just having to rely on default to get rid of hazards, since I also wanted to try to keep Stealth Rocks up, as well as T-Spikes, and I figured another ground type wouldn't hurt, especially one that isn't 4 times weak to Ice, and it's also another ground immunity with Gliscor and Celesteela. Next, I have Manaphy. Um, at the time, nobody had enough points to draft a tier 2, or there were some people that were able to draft a tier 2, but they weren't able to draft a tier 1, except one other person. And Manaphy actually went undrafted last season, which surprised some of the admins of the league. And I figured I've used him and Gliscor in a draft tournament about a month ago, and I didn't get to use them to their best ability since it was only like 2 or 3 battles. But this time I'm planning to use them for a whole season, try to come up with some creative things with them. Obviously there's the Tail Glow, Z Rain Dance, but I also want to try using them as like a physical set or just a pure support for some battles. And last, I originally wanted Raikou since it would help with my speed tiers for my electric type. I got sniped. It wasn't like the worst thing in the world getting like pick sniped because I was able to have a backup plan in place. Magnezone, it's just great special tag. There's Magnet Pull, there's Analytic, there's Sturdy. And I felt like this would be a, a quality replacement for Raikou. Although I would have liked the speed. I don't need it as much. But yeah. Overall, that's my team. I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I don't think. Yeah, the snipes hurt, but I mean, I like my team. It's a bit bulky offense. It's not like a fat team, but it's also not going to be getting one shot very early on, especially if I can get like an Aurora Veil up. All right, that's everything, and I'll try to get the team builder up, or at least the battle and the team builder up, shortly after this video goes up, since I'm planning on battling today.